Welcome everybody to YY London. My name's Adam Wood. I was project architect on this building.
The most sustainable building is one that already exists. We have a duty as architects to work with existing structures and give them a new lease of life so that they can continue to be used into the future.
BGY's approach to sustainability is really about taking what we find on the ground. Most of the time that is an existing building, and we're looking to never waste what we find.
The YY building led the way. It's one of the first buildings to say what can we do with this portfolio in a sustainable way that doesn't involve knocking it down and starting all over again. The brief at the time was for a sustainable, best-in-class building that would generate a well-being factor to the occupants of that building. So they need to get more from it than simply a place to sit at a desk.
Not many buildings of this size and calibre were being reused. Lots of them were being demolished, but BGY have always put anti-demolition first.
The lower levels of the building were quite fortress-like, so our starting point was, how do we deal with this in the most sustainable way? And for us, that was about not knocking the building down.
We replaced that existing heavy facade with lightweight glazing, and as part of the whole development it was about introducing amenity space. We also have introduced a new entrance, making the connection with Jubilee Plaza and being much more outward facing into the wider estate.
We really wanted to use materials that were as much bio-based as possible, but also use waste as a resource. The marble floor takes quarry waste and turned it into this beautiful product. So we're really using everything we can find.
Let's work with what we know office buildings need, and they need to be to some degree rectilinear, and if they can be quite regular in terms of their grid spacing. But then we just added a twist at the top and at the bottom, and that gave the building its identity.
Come on, move along. That's it, baby. I know you're on a roll.
If I could describe YY in 3 words, they would be breathtaking,
beautiful,
impactful.
You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along.
I think the personality of the YY is that cool friend that is really nice and welcoming, but also you kind of look at them and you think, yeah, I need to up my game.
Rolling on that highway.
I guess I learned that you can grow a tree indoors.
I knew there was the ticker tape on the outside of the building, but to see the way that's been brought in on the LED screen, I always like it when a building looks back to the past.
It's absolutely vital that London reuses its existing building stock, and this is an amazing case study of that. It shows how you can totally breathe a new lease of life into the places where we live and work and play, and I want to see more of this happening across the city.
When it came to material selection, it really set a path for us.
The fact that the original building exists across the DLR with that direct comparison is a very visible, prominent refurbishment and demonstrates that we can refurbish tall buildings.
They are challenging, but it shows that we don't need to be knocking down tower blocks from the 60s, from the 1980s. These are all buildings that can be retrofitted.
I would like to hope that in 50 years' time, the YY building becomes this icon of how the world stopped knocking down, demolishing and rebuilding, and it started to adapt, reuse and refurbish.